gift, even the problems, because they made you grow. They made you find another part
We
of
have here.
yourself.
Change of plans. Yeah.
Step in your body and just feel such gratitude for this beautiful life.
Found a live event, Tony Robbins.
With all its shades and colors, ups and downs, it's still gorgeous, is it not? And there is a destiny for you that's unfolding, isn't there? Perhaps an expanded one now, without the limits and the fears. Breathe deep.
Listen to that.
Maybe you
He's a fucking preacher.
Maybe your prayer is
what a fucking loser.
just 2
Listen to this.
Thank you.
Folks, you got this is a major cult going on here.
Lord.
Major
Thank
cult
God.
gathering.
Thank you, universe.
These people are mentally
Thank you for this
deranged.
beautiful, amazing life.
Mentally deranged.
Thank you for these insights. Thank you for the hunger and drive.
Tony Robbins is such a fucking fraud.
Thank you for the answers.
You're a fraud, dude.
Thank you for the love.
You're a fraud, man.
Thank you for the strength. Thank you for the truth that sets me free. Give thanks in whatever way is appropriate for you based on your beliefs.
What a fucking loser.
Pour your love and gratitude.
Wow. Yeah, what a fucking loser. Remember, folks, this guy, Tony Robbins, I mean, listen to him. And the little fucking angel music in the background. I mean, you got to be mentally ill to not see what he's trying to do. He's trying to give you he's a preacher now. He's a spiritual guy. This is an uneducated professional swindler on fucking real. What a fucking loser. If there's a God, he's going to make some really bad things happen to these fucking scammers. I want to hear about something bad happen to Tony Robbins. I want to hear, is it wrong? Is it wrong of me to think about celebrating the physical demise of Tony Robbins? Is it wrong of me to think about celebrating the physical demise of these YouTube fake investment gurus? I want to hear about it. I want it to happen. I don't know what happened to my voice. What a fucking scam artist. And let me remind everybody, and I warned people about this more than 15 years ago, probably about 20 years ago. I warned everybody that the biggest danger of Tony Robbins is he's a breeding ground for younger generations of swindlers, of scam artists. He began this whole universe of scammers. Life coaching, motivation, right? All this shit, internet marketing, all these fucking swindlers who are losing their lives. They're losing their fucking lives trying to swindle people. And they want to tell you education is a scam. And once again, folks, understand, goddamn my voice. Once again, understand that Tony Robbins has the protection of the media. Just like Robert Kiyosaki. These two guys are never criticized in the media for being scammers. And they pay a lot of money. They pay a lot for advertisements. That's why they're not criticized for scamming. And they know if they can avoid being criticized by the media, most people are going to think they're legit. They'll say, well, if he's a scammer, why hasn't the media talked about it? And what they also do, especially Robbins, is he will pay off people to make him seem like he's credible. He'll associate with people, for instance, Ray Dalio and so forth. And Ray Dalio is a fucking scam artist himself. This guy is a con man. No doubt about it. He's a fucking con man. I've talked about that before. Let's take a look here. So this is what caught my attention, actually. This is what caught my attention. So here you have Patrick Bet-David, the airhead thug. Dopa. Great. Two uneducated losers, two uneducated swindlers talking to each other. And notice, like, he's got his books propped up there. Buy my book. Buy my book, bro. Buy my book, bro. Right? And so let's listen to this. This is going to be pretty funny. I listened to the first 30 seconds. Folks, you got to understand something. Just because you have people plastered everywhere doesn't mean they're legitimate. Okay? Just because it's kind of like when you're being plastered with the same fucking knuckleheads, don't accept it. Okay? Turn it off. Avoid these idiots. If you listen to people like David and Joe Rogan and Robert Kiyosaki and a slew of other swindlers, you're an idiot. You're going nowhere in your fucking life. You're an idiot. Let's listen to this now. This is pretty funny.
If the Trump administration reached out and doing something on the education side with schooling, would you participate?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
And I've already reached out on the mental health side and a couple of things.
Oh,
already.
I bet, because I know you got a relationship with Bobby, and you
Yes.
know, and I think he's phenomenal at what he does, and I'm sure as an independent yourself, you're probably interested to see what directions he's going to take. You know, the part with Bobby, since we're here. So I remember interviewing, it's an event in 2019. I have Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, at this event.
What? I mean, did you hear this? I mean, did you fucking hear this? Wait a second. Why is this not stopping? I mean, did you all hear this? Did you hear this? If Trump reached out to you to help, basically to help the educational system. Oh, I've already reached out for mental health. I mean, did you all hear this? Patrick Bet-David, you are a absolute, I want you guys out there, you fucking message Patrick Bet-David, this fucking thug idiot, and you tell him what the fuck I said. Do you understand what's going on, folks? You understand? Oh yeah. You've got a guy, a career con man, fraudster, scam artist, Tony Robbins. No, he's not educated. And he wants to be involved. Oh, yeah. Why would Patrick Bet-David ask him? Who the fuck would want this guy involved anywhere near our educational system? Oh, I've already reached out for the mental health. What? Mental health? Are you a psychiatrist? You all understand what's going on? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? We have entered a new realm in this world of complete disarray. Are you fucking kidding me? Complete psychopath crackpots involved now. Now it's a world of Alex Jones. Alex Jones scammers, conspiracy crackpot horseshit. Can you fucking believe this? Folks, I'm telling you, that's what I said about Trump. Deep trouble. He appointed a bunch of fucking crackpot, scam artist idiots, and we're in trouble. And those of you who don't know me, I don't vote. It's a fucking scam. It's a waste of time. And if I had to identify, I would have thought it might be a Republican. I've never been registered. I would certainly not be a Democrat. But let me just tell you right now that context, we're much better, in much better shape with Biden in the office, okay, or Harris. Anybody but Trump. I'm telling you that right now. This guy is a fucking lunatic disaster. And of course, he's always been a con man, swindler. You're talking now about getting the biggest fringe scam artists involved. And think about what's going on. You people understand what's going on in the world today? Do you have even somewhat intellectual people leading the discourse? No. You've got Joe Rogan, and he's introducing a bunch of swindlers. Show me somebody he's featured that's not a swindler. Like I said, he's the Oprah Winfrey of the internet, because Oprah Winfrey launched the careers of so many con men. And you got Patrick Bet-David, and I did a video. I was reviewing a video actually that I exposed him. I'm going to be. It's been censored. A video. I think I first exposed him in 2021 or 2020. Before I had a scammer channel on WooTube. Let's call it WooTube. Okay, WooTube. Anyway, there was a video from, I think, it was Alex Hormozy. Alex Hormozy, I have a video from 2021. He's got, 4.5 million subscribers now? He had 69,000. Okay? How do you go from 69,000 to 4.5 million? Same way Patrick Bet-David did. You notice how quickly they went into the millions? What's going on? You understand? They're paying for promotion. And they're in this whole circle jerk. You all understand what's going on out there? Do you see who's leading the discourse? Anyone that's remotely intelligent is absolutely a fraud and gatekeeper. The problem is that 95% of these guys are not intelligent. They're just fucking idiots. We didn't have this before. Even 10 years ago, we didn't have this. This is what you got to focus on, folks. Is you got to understand, take a step back. You are listening to mental fucking idiots. I mean, push aside the fact that Patrick Bet-David's a con man and a scammer. Don't even consider that. Push that aside for now. Consider that he's a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. This is another separate problem. Why are people listening to, giving the time of day to idiots? If you listen to idiot, you're either an idiot or you're going to become an idiot. Take that to the fucking bank. Got it? If you're listening to idiots, you will become an idiot, or it's probably because you are already a fucking idiot. And no one's saying anything. No one's saying anything. Why is that? Because everybody on WooTube is preoccupied with trying to game the fucking system, trying to game the algorithm, trying to get views and subs so they can sell their courses and sell affiliate links. I told you, YouTube is completely a scam business operation. That's what it is. Everyone that comes on ScamTube, on WooTube, now it's a business. Period. That's it. End of story. It's all fiction. They don't care. They have no conscience. Oh, it's okay if I lie. They don't care. I'm telling you this with my perspective. Goddamn, my throat's fucking bothering me. It's annoying. I'm telling you this with the perspective of me having observed and followed WooTube for a very long time. So I know the changes. Each and every day it's becoming more and more vile and scammy. And the problem is that these young kids don't know any better. It's the young kids that are getting fucked up. And you parents out there, you worthless sacks of fucking shit. You're worthless. You allow your kids online, on social media, on WooTube. You allow them. You're fucking useless, irresponsible. My kids don't get a cell phone until at least 18. And even then, I don't want them to have one. But then, they go off to college. 18. Of course, the excuse. People always want to create an excuse to be lazy. Oh, well, I want to know where my kid is. Oh, is that why your kid is 10 years old? You got a phone? 8 years old? Why don't you do some fucking parenting and be responsible instead of putting your kid in harm's way, ruining your kid's fucking life, giving them access to all the fucking toxic shit online. This is what's going on, folks. This is the reality. A good percentage of these kids, by the way, I've seen it, that are listening to these fake gurus are underage. A good percentage of them. God help the adults who've been fooled by them. Whoa. Wow, God help you. Because it's only God that's going to help you be able to save you. Don't know what the hell happened to my voice. Let's continue here. We'll start this from the beginning. So you understand what's going on here. This whole little so-called interview is about positioning Tony Robbins high up as he's some authority figure. He's someone of credibility, right? Now, of course, all you got to do to get into Trump's good graces is pay him some money, right? So let's listen to this again.
If the Trump administration reached out and doing something on the education side with schooling, would you participate?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
And I've already reached out on the mental health side and a couple of things.
Oh,
already,
I bet, because I know you got a relationship with Bobby, and
Yes.
you know, and I think he's phenomenal at what he does, and I'm sure as an independent yourself, you're probably interested to see what directions he's going to take. You know, the part with Bobby, since we're here. So I remember interviewing, it's an event in 2019. I have Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, at this event. I have President Bush at this event. We're at the Mirage. Billy Beane is there from Moneyball. I don't know if you've seen the movie
Yes,
Moneyball.
yes,
I love Billy. I brought him 3 times. And I had Jordan Peterson there. I'm interviewing Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, the event was his PHP, so he paid for these people to come to his event. And this is the disgusting thing. I would never do this, folks. I always am careful about who I associate with, making sure that I'm not associated with like bad people, scammers. You know, and I learned that. I've learned that in my life. Don't want to do it. These people. Kobe Bryant's too fucking stupid to know. He's a basketball player. What do you expect? Bush, he's a politician. He's a paid whore. Fact is, their celebrity status is helping David fuel his PHP scam. You see, that's what he does. He gets these figures, which attract the low income, low educational attainment candidates, prospects for PHP. Okay. I mean, imagine for a second. First of all, ask yourself the question. I mean, Tony Robbins is not qualified to do anything. He's a complete fucking criminal as far as I'm concerned. An unprosecuted criminal. He's a fucking crook. He's a complete fucking swindler. Okay? Complete fucking con man. Write it down. If you don't know that, you don't know anything. I've known Tony Robbins for 40 fucking years. Okay? This is the guy, he was the first infomercial guy. Goddamn, my voice sounds like some fucking simp-ass bitch who's going through puberty. Okay? Tony fucking fake it till you make it Robbins. He's one of the first fake it till you make it's out there. So think about it for a second. Do you think it's appropriate to get anybody involved with our education system or anything else provided as a basic service from the government who is a professional? He's pitching his books and his bullshit. Sorry, kid, I don't smoke. Don't make stupid assumptions. Okay? You're showing, another genius there. You think you know it all, don't you? I don't fucking smoke. You see, this is what I'm talking about, folks. Everybody's a genius. Everybody knows everything. They all got the answers. This is what the internet's done to people. Okay. The smart thing to do is to ask if I'm a smoker. Okay. Okay, dude, you're gone. Fucking idiots. Just stupid people. So, think about it for a second. He knows the crackpot Kennedy. Right? The crackpot Kennedy. So think about it. Tony Robbins is going to try and finagle his way into the school system. He's already talked to Trump about mental health. Mental health? You understand what I'm talking about? He wants to sink his fucking claws into our school system and brainwash kids to be his new fucking cult. You understand? Can you believe this? Can you fucking believe this? I really want something bad to happen to all these motherfuckers. I can't say it on WooTube. What I want, I can't even tell you what I want to happen to WooTube. Okay? You can imagine. If there's a God, please take care of these people. Notice Tony Robbins' book there. Investing. See, Tony Robbins is in the investment world now. I'm thinking about it for a second. Now, I've covered this in the past, not here, but on my website, about more than 10 years now. Tony Robbins has been positioned by the media as somewhat of an investment expert. Did you all know that? He pays for these fucking interviews. You understand that, right? To promote his fucking shady companies and his stupid books. Think about that. I'm banned. One of the world's top investment analysts who's worked on Wall Street. And I'm banned. I can't talk. I can't even write. No one would. I'm shut out completely. And they're promoting these fucking swindlers. This is why, folks, it's critical for you guys to know about my credibility. And then ask yourself why I'm banned. There's no reason why I'm banned other than they want to keep people who are out, keep them away, who expose things and who can help people. And position swindlers as experts to create dumb money, to boost the ticket charge for advertisements, right? I've explained all this. It's just fucking shocking to me.
And while I'm sitting there going through it, I'm like, dude, this guy's going through something. He's in pain. Something's bothering him. He just looked different. Right after the interview was done, he disappeared. This is when he went to Russia. I don't know if you were following the story or not. He openly talked about it himself, Michaela, his daughter. And then he talked about the fact that, there's certain medication, lorazepam, whatever it was, that, he went through. He's not alone. A lot of people have gone through that, right? This direction where we're at, my oldest son, when we were in Dallas.
But the cover of it talks about how SSRIs, which is the drugs that we use for depression, they don't work.
Associated with Jordan Peterson, the fraud. Folks, remember, these guys
it says on the
hang out
cover,
together.
42 million Americans doing it, and meta studies now show that a sugar pill is just as effective.
Life and our gratitude for it.
I mean, look at this. Is it religious service? Look at this. Tony Robbins, the preacher. Look at this. Oh, my God.
What are you grateful for while you're standing there? What are you most grateful for in your life?
Look at this. Look at this. I mean, can you fucking believe this?
You're grateful for
oh,
right now
my
while
God.
you're in this state. Grateful moments, beautiful moments. What's beautiful in your life? Even though there's lots of challenges, what's beautiful? Marie Culligan, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. I see that. That's
pure fucking thing. Comedy. I mean,
what are you grateful for in your life?
Oh, this is like funnier than the monk noise.
What are you proud of in your life again? What else are you proud of? Stack the good right now, my friends, before we leave. Stack the good. What else are you proud of in your life? I know there's challenges, but what can you
Tony
be proud
Robbins,
of?
the preacher. He's a spiritual guy.
Through.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? I mean, he's sunk to a new fucking low now. These people are obviously paid, right?
Who loves you? If you think nobody get a dog, anybody can find love, right? Anyway, right?
Guys, go on that fucking channel, live show. Go on that fucking channel, leave some comments, please.
What's one of the most romantic or sensual or sexy moments in your life? Step into that moment, a romantic moment, a sexy moment,
What's
a
funny?
sensual moment.
When I popped in here in the beginning, there's like 30,000 watching.
Think of something you're
4.
excited about in your life right now, something you're truly excited about or could be.
I mean, what the fuck?
And then just for a moment, with your eyes closed, reach out your right hand like you're grabbing a moment from the future, as if the universe or God was giving you a trailer, a peek in the future, and grab a moment in the future you're going to be proud of yourself and bring it into your heart and say, yes.
Can you believe this shit? Unbelievable. What a fucking swindler con man. Wow. So let's take a look here. I'm kind of curious. I'm curious to see if Tony Robbins has been on Joe Rogan. Because I'm pretty good about knowing this stuff, but in this case, I'm not quite sure if he has. I would say it's a 50-50 chance. Because here's what I'm thinking. Because you all know what Rogan's trying to do, right? Rogan, he has these pseudo-intellectual, they're all related to him. You know what I'm saying, right? They're swindlers. Pseudo-intellectual swindlers trying to peddle their bullshit. And so I don't know if he wants to put Robbins on the show because he's afraid too many people know that Robbins is a fucking scammer. Right? He could, though. But here's what I'm thinking. If he's not on the show, his appearance on David's podcast is kind of a way to kind of gradually usher him into the circle jerk. You see what I'm saying? So I would imagine he will probably be on Lex Friedman as well at some point. You see what I'm saying? This is how this shit works. Let's see if he's on here. Okay, yeah, he's not on here yet. Mark my words. He will be on Joe Rogan. Guaranteed. I mean, folks, I know how this stuff works, okay? Guaranteed. You see, so right now they're kind of testing the waves with David, and they're kind of seeing how that goes and how to appeal to people. So Robbins is going to try and appeal to this nutcase audience that listens to David, and it will also appeal to the Rogan audience. You see what I'm saying? That's kind of how these swindlers work. If you want to understand how these guys work, you got to think like a complete moralist swindler, a deceptive fucking, have no conscience, almost, basically unhuman. These people are unhuman. They're not human. That's how bad they are. So mark my words, Robbins is going to be on Rogan's little stupid bullshit podcast. Okay. I mean, what's he have to lose? He already had Patrick Bet-David on there. I mean, think about that for a second, folks. Think why would Joe Rogan have Patrick Bet-David on his podcast? What does he offer? What value does he bring? Right? What's he done in his life? I mean, he's a swindler. He's a complete con man. A thug, an uneducated thug who looks as stupid as he sounds. Right? The question is, how much David paid Rogan to be on the podcast? Because he did pay him. And now that he's paid him, it's been a good investment for him. Because now he's in that circle jerk. You see, he's in that whole circle jerk. These guys are all frauds. Remember I told you guys about people who sell nutritional supplements are fucking scammers? You all know Joe Rogan is into that stuff, right? He sells these bullshit, bogus supplements. Look at this. He has this fucking Lex Friedman on here. Who is this guy? This guy's nobody but a fraud. He's a fucking fraud.
It's never been easier to start a podcast.
You'll be back.
Message all these
The Joe
motherfuckers.
Rogan
Tell them about
Experience.
Train by
They'll
day,
ignore
Joe
you,
Rogan
they'll block you.
podcast by night, all day.
You know, somebody said the other day, Mr. Bradshaw, I think it was, he messaged the, what's her name, DiMartino Booth, to debate me or something, and she blocked him. Let me just mention, dude, DiMartino, she's like a nobody. She's like a Lynn Alden. Okay? Once you message somebody kind of more like, go message Ray Dalio. You understand? Go message somebody. I mean, Booth is a fucking clear con artist. I mean, all I'm going to do is tell her she's a fucking con artist and fraud. Okay? Ray Dalio's trying to swindle people. He's trying to fool people. You understand? I don't want to talk to these fucking losers. They're just too beneath me. I mean, come on. They're absolute fucking swindlers. You see what I'm saying? I mean, what has she done? What has she done? She's done nothing. She should want to suck me dry to talk to me because she's done nothing in her life. She's a nobody. She's done zero. Zilch. Right? Unless the person's done something, I don't want to talk to them. Give me a reason give me a reason. Right? She's just the latest know me prince is all she is. Okay? Some bullshit backstory. She's done nothing. She's a gold pumper. Why? To sell her books, to sell her service, whatever. And remember, folks, anyone who promotes these frauds, they're just as guilty. Understand, they're promoting them. Right? You understand that, right? They're promoting them. They're not exposing them. They're promoting them. And they're doing that for profit. The people that promote Peter Schiff are just as bad as Peter Schiff. They're helping Peter Schiff expand his reach and to take in more people. And those people aren't going to do well in their investment performance. Do you understand that? The same thing goes with all these people. Understand, without media exposure, you don't exist. I know this because I look at my situation. So the people that give these people exposure are just as disgusting and filthy as the people that are conning and scamming. Understand that.
So, Jamie, what was your question?
It was 2 Lex, but it was really like
See what the
see,
two
I
airheads
wouldn't
have
know.
to
Hardcore
say.
science question.
Yeah.
Based on physics.
Okay.
In theory, if you were in space and you maybe ejaculated, is it possible that the ejaculate would propel you backwards? like send you? Like, is it propulsion? Is there enough power in there to propel you?
There's only one way to find out.
It depends on how long you hold it in for, right?
Right.
Like if you didn't jerk off for like 4 months, and then you had like the mother load.
Still, I mean, you need something to go one way, so you go the other way.
Yeah.
And Lex had an answer, but I don't know.
What's the answer?
I mean, who can listen to this shit?
That Trump can do some crazy shit.
And he probably would, but he doesn't want to.
Right,
This
he
is
doesn't
the
want to.
difference.
And
That's the very unique position that he's in, where they're afraid of him, but yet he wants peace.
exactly.
Yeah.
And so this is the time. And if you don't make peace now, what's going to happen is the funding from U.S.
These people are fucking. I mean, this is just complete fucking stupidity. Idiots. Fucking morons. So here we go now. Mark Cuban. I saw this. So notice, I'm going to show you guys some images here in a second. I spent probably fucking hour finding these images. I have them, but finding them, censoring some of them, and loading them. So I'm going to show you these images. Kind of paints the picture. Understand what's going on here. So CNBC is always telling you about their experts, and none of them are fucking experts. None of them are credible. Show me a single person that they are featuring all the time that's credible. Once again, every once in a while they'll have someone that's credible, but they aren't making a fucking living on the media. You understand? The regular guests, even all, just about all the non-regular guests are all fucking either nobodies or swindlers. Okay. So remember what they do with Mark Cuban. They always introduce. Remember when they introduce somebody as legendary or billionaire investor, legendary investor. You know what that means? That means they've done nothing. That means they know nothing. Their claim to fame is that they're legendary because the media tells you so. You know, like Jim Rogers, legendary. Do you or anyone else out there have any evidence that you can provide to me that Jim Rogers is a legendary investor? That he knows his head from his ass in investing? I haven't found any evidence of that. In fact, I found the opposite. Okay? I found the opposite. You all understand what I'm saying? The billionaire. That's okay. And then you look at how Mark Cuban, because people assume like, oh, well, he's a billionaire. He must be smart. He must be a great investor. I've told the story about how Mark Cuban made his money. He fucking swindled his way. Okay, his fucking useless company, which he basically took from the founder, just like Elon Musk has been doing with all the companies he has. His company was fucking useless. And Mark Cuban used his little bloodline relationships with the CEO of Yahoo. Okay, you know, these guys, they work together. They work together to fuck the majority. Okay, just like the same way the hedge fund managers, the pension managers operate. You all don't know that. Who do you think runs all the fucking money out there? Okay? Who do you think runs all the money? All the people's money? The pensions? Right? Including hedge funds? Where do you think these hedge fund guys are getting all their money? They're getting it from pension plans. See, hedge funds is not just for the rich. Most of these big hedge funds, they got pension money now. Okay, how do you think they're getting their pension money? They got their fucking blood brothers. This is what no one else is going to tell you. Okay? I've already talked about this for years. It's a whole fucking... You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I've already addressed that. I already talked about that back in 2022. I told you guys when I found out Tony Robbins is associated with Benioff, Salesforce. I was like, "Fuck, I'm not going to touch this stock." Benioff is clearly a fucking fraudster. He's a scam artist. Anybody associated with Tony Robbins is a fucking scammer. Okay, Birds of a fucking feather always flock to fucking together. I've never seen any exception to that. Okay, and especially think about it for a second. If you're an experienced person, you know, you're an experienced executive like Benioff, you know, older guy. You know, come on, these guys are very experienced. They have a lot of experience dealing with people. So imagine this for a second. A guy like Benioff, you know, you meet him in the lobby of a hotel. He's going to look at you and he's going to think like, okay, who is this fucking guy? I got to watch it. You understand? They've been around long enough to know to stay away from certain people and just to avoid things. Okay, for a variety of reasons. So my point is that clearly whatever his first name is, Benioff is he's not so naive that he doesn't know Tony Robbins is a fucking scam artist. He knows. I think that Benioff is also a scam artist. And I think his company is a fucking scam. Salesforce. I think it's built on a fucking scam. Okay? That's just my guess. I don't have any specifics on that. But that's just based upon his associations. I wouldn't deal with it. I think there's something going on there. Just like with Ray Dalio. Right? Ray Dalio, no one talks about this. Ray Dalio, God damn it. Ray Dalio, and I never even looked at his stupid, you know, his fucking New Order or whatever, his goddamn video and book he's been promoting for 5 or 6 years. You know, he advertises it. He pays money to put ads and shit because he wants everyone to watch it. I just recently kind of looked at a summary of it online, and apparently that whole book is about basically saying America is now in decline and the next superpower is China. That book was released in like 2020 or 2021. Are you fucking kidding me? China's finished. You can write that down. Take it to the goddamn motherfucking bank. Okay, I'm Mike Stathis. I'm not wrong too often. Not too often. And my call on China is an easy call. Okay? Why? Because look at them. You think a communist fucking country is going to thrive? Communist country is going to create smoke and fucking mirrors, and they'll pull it off for a while. The CCP is going to fucking fall. I don't know how long, but they don't have much time. They might have 20 years, but they won't be. They're going to fall, and that's the only way they're going to have to recover, is once they get out of that fucking communist bullshit. Okay. But even then, they're going to have a lot of problems. A lot of problems. So, you know, I'm not going to get into that. It's pretty obvious, though. You know, they'll have their little... And a lot of people get sucked in. A lot of people get sucked in. You know, China will look like it's recovering. And, you know, just like this happened back in, you know, October, September, when they released the stimulus and all these fucking idiots jumped in at the peak. And then it sold off again. You see? Because they're fucking stupid. And, you know, by the way, it's also... yeah, of course Shatner's best friends with Tony Robbins. Because they're related. All these guys, they stick together. Which is fine. Except the problem is they stick together with the intent of fucking the outsiders. Okay? That's the mentality. It's a pathological... tribalism. That's the problem. It's a pathological fucking tribalism that they use to fuck everybody. This is what I learned. Okay? I've seen it, and many people have seen it. And now you can't say anything. Think about it, the control they have. Take a look. You know, look at, we'll get back to Cuban here in a second. Take a look, for instance, say, yeah, take a look. Look at this here.
System. The announcement raising fears it will erode checks on the power of the ruling party. Right? The peso making the strongest move in EM currencies as the US dollar heads for a fourth day of...
What's going on?
Short some low...
Notice, by the way, take a look at the people giving you the news. They're all like in the same family. They're related. All of them. Why is that? What's going on? What's up, dude? Hey, dude, what's up? You can't talk about that. Discrimination. Isn't it funny? You got this one group. It's always talking about discrimination and telling the white man he discriminates. Meanwhile, they're the biggest fucking violators of discrimination in the goddamn world, and they don't ever get called out for it. Isn't that kind of weird? So, take a look here. You got Mexico's president. Claudia Sheinbaum. Does that sound like a Mexican name to you? Shine fucking bomb. Folks, that tells you what's going on, what's happened to the fucking world, okay? Okay? The whole goddamn world outside of Africa and Asia is run by a mafia. It's all related. And I'm talking about South America as well. Take a close fucking look. This is where we've come. I mean, if I'm Mexican, I'm saying, who the fuck is this invader in my country? I want to see a President Fuentes. Okay? Not someone named Sheinbaum. The fuck? Anyway. Are you fucking serious? Yeah, don't forget Brazil. You know, it's also funny. You guys know about El Chapo. El Chapo, the drug lord from Mexico. Did you all know he's related to Miss Sheinbaum? You all didn't know that, did you? His real name is Guzman. Guzman. Take a look of what kind of name Guzman is, okay? How come you hear El Chapo? You never hear Guzman, you hear El Chapo. Kind of like, you know, you always hear the name, you know, Jack Ruby. You know, the guy who killed Oswald, Jack Ruby. Why do they call him Jack Ruby? That's not his name. His name is Jack Rubenstein. You got it? You got it? You see what's going on here? Hey guys, why you hiding? Why you hiding? Why you hiding? What do you got to hide? So let's listen to this now. So, Mark Cuban is always introduced as a billionaire investor, okay? And of course, CNBC pumps him up. I don't think he's on Scam Tank anymore. Mark Cuban kind of stepped down from the limelight after he was shamed, right? The whole Voyager Digital Dallas Mavericks thing. He realizes he's a fucking loser. And it wasn't just Voyager Digital. He was involved in a lot of crypto fucking scams before that. And remember, Mark Cuban, just like Kevin O'Leary, just like most of these motherfuckers were calling cryptocurrencies a scam a few years back. 2018, 2017, 2019. And then they realized they can make a lot of money if they promote it. They'll get paid a lot of money to speak. You see what I'm saying? And all of a sudden they flip-flopped. So CNBC continues to promote Mark Cuban. They don't come out and say, wait a second, Mark, you fucked up with Voyager Digital. You put your... That's why he's selling his team, by the way. You all know that, right? That's what's going on. And CNBC, the criminal network, they act like nothing happened. Right? They act like nothing fucking happened. Same thing with O'Leary. They keep promoting O'Leary, who's another fucking idiot. Another investment fucking failure and idiot. But remember, folks, it's all about promoting their blood brothers as experts. So their blood brothers can start investment funds like O'Leary did and swindle off of the audience, off the fake perception that he's a business guru. You got it? This is fraud. It's media fraud. Let's listen now to this fucking piece of shit here having a Cuban on. CNBC Criminal Network.
Mark Cuban, who joins us now. Because, Mark, you were listening to our conversation about AI, and I think as everybody, and you yourself included, I'm sure, is sort of trying to get your arms around the DeepSeek story and what it really means, and what correlations, if any, there are back to 1999, which you know better than most, considering you sold your company in April of '99 for $6 billion and collared it, and became the Mark Cuban we all know now. How are you thinking about all this?
So I think one of the fundamental issues with the market right now is no companies are going public.
You see that?
You know, there isn't. Back then, you know, Amazon was a new company. Dell was relatively new.
You hear that? You all hear that, folks? First of all, they say billionaire investor. But you notice how this fraudster makes Cuban out to be some type of a wizard. You sold your company at the top of the .com and you collared it. No, he didn't. His financial advisor did. Okay? Why don't you talk about the company? What a fraud the company was. The company never made a penny of profit, was drowning in fucking debt. Cuban basically fucking took it from the founder, kicked the founder off into the curb. And anybody with a .com next to their name could have made a fucking mint during that time. And that company, broadcast.com, which Yahoo bought, that company was the single most responsible force for Yahoo's decline. That destroyed Yahoo. We don't talk about that, do we? Yahoo never made a penny of fucking profit from that company. It was a complete disaster. Yahoo was focusing on harnessing that company, which went nowhere, and they ignored their search engine business. And that's when Google fucking emerged very quickly. That's the fucking fact. Look it up. You don't hear about that. Instead, you hear all this legendary fucking horseshit, urban legend garbage. Mark Cuban is a failure. He's a fucking swindler. He's a liar. He's a drunk. You can tell him I fucking said it. And when you tell him, yeah, I saw him fucking passed out several years ago in clubs in Dallas. Fuzzy, the Candle Room. Okay? Piece of fucking trash. Go up against me, Mark. Let's go. You won't do it. Let's go, tough guy. Let's go, you piece of fucking trash. This is a guy, by the way, who is very anti-white. Did you all see that image I showed before? This guy's a very pro-Zionist, very anti. Okay. I think we got it back. Okay. So. Mark Cuban, I've got the image somewhere. Basically, someone is saying, "Hey, you're a very anti-white person. You're woke. You hate white people," something like that. And he just smiles. He puts a smile. He knows this. You all know this, right? There are many people that are relatives of Cuban that have this mentality. By the way, in fact, I think all of the people that do. I think they all do, but there are some that don't express it like Cuban. Cuban is a more extreme racist person whose whole goal, because you all know there's two factions basically, right? And the two factions, the Cuban people who are bashing whites and telling everybody that white man is terrible, evil, right? And then you have people related to Cuban on the other side pretending to combat that. You see, because they want control of the whole show. That's what's going on. That's why I told you the whole white nationalist movement and all that stuff is not run by white people. Okay? You can just look into it. I mean, come on. Remember the whole alt-white or alt-right movement? That was from Breitbart. Breitbart. I mean, have you taken a look and seen who works at Breitbart? Right? Who funds Breitbart? Where it's from? That's all propaganda. It's a propaganda operation. You see? It's a propaganda operation out of Israel. You see? Jordan Peterson, absolute fraud. I mean, just take a look. Richard Spencer. I mean, I exposed all these people. It's pretty obvious. But my point is that Mark Cuban, and this is what, people don't know this about him. They don't realize, I think some people do, but not many. This guy's a very, very, very anti-white person. He's a very racist. He literally hates white people for no reason. And you go to his office, his Mavericks, he doesn't have any white people employed there. It's all black people and people related to him. Okay. So he's a very racist person. No doubt about it. I mean, people like this are, I'm sorry, but if you're an anti-white person in America, a primarily white country based upon white culture and values, you're an enemy of America. I don't think that's harsh. Right? Is that harsh? Is that unfair? I don't think so. I mean, that's like me going to Japan and not being Japanese. Me going to Japan and being Portuguese, right? European or whatever, and hating Japanese people and promoting a value system and cultures of minorities, let's say some type of minorities in Japan. And of course, Japan is a very, very xenophobic country, so they don't really have too many minorities. Trying to subjugate, trying to overthrow Japan. You all understand what I'm saying? You have people, and I consider them foreign invaders in America, who don't have America's best interests at mind. They want to overturn America, and they want to get the white guy out of the way. And they've been doing this for many decades, and they use their power and money to do this. This is what's been going on. This is what explains everything you see and hear about. All these movements, all this horse shit. That's what it's all about. Mark Cuban's part of that. Anyway. So this guy's a genius. He wants to tell you, this is the same guy. So we're going to want to hear about what he has to say about AI, huh? The genius.
There were incumbents that we all looked at as being, the default powerhouses, but there were new companies coming public that we can look at and say, okay, maybe these guys have something unique. I mean, if it was today, Google probably would not be public. Amazon might not be public. You can go down the list, and there are companies right now that are up and coming in the AI space that are private. And because they're private, nobody gets to invest in them. Or at least, typical investors don't.
This guy is so stupid. He doesn't have a fucking clue what he's saying. He has no idea what he's saying. If it were today, Amazon would not be public. Google would not be public. Mark today has been shaped by Amazon and Google. You can't say what's going to happen today unless you kind of remove the influence of Amazon and Google, you stupid idiot. What a fucking moron. I can't stand to listen to this guy. I'm going to show you guys some images now to remind you what a fucking idiot and scam artist this guy is. And I call him a scam artist because understand he lies about his investments as a way to boost his image as if he's some great investor. Why? So he can get endorsements. People are going to pay him to endorse companies and this and that because he's a great investor. You understand? He's a scam artist. You can tell him I fucking said so. You can tell him I said so. Hey, Mark, why don't you take me to court, bitch? I'm ready to go. My dick will get hard. I'll fucking expose the shit out of you. Your whole fucking scam. And we'll get a whole discovery process of all your investments so I can prove in court that you've been fucking lying when you come on CNBC the scam network, and you make all these fucking claims. And I'm going to show you guys right now just a little inkling of that. Take a look. So you all do remember, maybe you don't remember, but I do. As somebody who, one of the first people, like credible people, to promote Netflix. I mean, I could be arguably the very first person to legitimately promote them as a long-term winner, considering I provided a case study of Netflix in one of my books in 2008. Okay? So I know all this shit. I remember all this stuff. Mark Cuban was coming out and trashing Netflix for years. In fact, he trashed YouTube. He claimed that nobody would buy YouTube. It would never make it. Okay, I'll show you that in a second. But so here he's saying he's going to buy puts on Netflix. Okay, he doesn't like Netflix. He says, it's going to be a long time before they replace TV. Okay. Take a look. Take a look. So now all of a sudden, he wants to tell you that he owns Netflix. Read what he has to say. Right? No, notice, Mark Cuban, the billionaire owner, right? Quote, I stick to the companies I believe in. He's owned shares of Netflix since they were trading around $50. You see what I'm saying? This guy's a flip-flop fucking fraud. Okay? And I've posted here, you can see in the blue square there. You can see that. Right? Netflix won't replace cable TV anytime soon. Mark Cuban. You see that? This guy's a fucking bullshit artist. I'd love to see his investment accounts, his historical investment statements. The genius, the business genius, the billionaire genius. He makes smart decisions, right? Fucking loser. Look at that face. Holy Jesus. So, take a look at this. I'm going to show you now. Mark Cuban's been he's been claiming the tech bubble now for 10 years. More than 10 years. Okay? You can read that. This one's from 2015. Worse than the tech bubble in 2000. This guy's an idiot. A fucking idiot. We haven't seen anything, even back in 2021. We've seen nothing that's been really that close to the tech bubble in 2000. Okay? I'm telling you right now. But Mark Cuban's claiming it was 2015. Over and over again. What a fucking joke. You see that? Take a look. Take a look. So here's the .com bubble. I'll show you a chart here. Folks, this is what you got to do. Nobody does this stuff. You understand? I'm showing these guys. I'm proving these guys are fucking frauds. It's not difficult. It just takes a little lead work. Takes a little time. Take a look. You can read it. See, this is part of my annotated images collection. Thousands upon thousands of images I have. Okay. Right? Take a look at that. I mean, take a look at this image. Like this one image I have, you could probably learn more from this than anything, everything the fake investment gurus tell you. Forever. So take a look. This is .com. It collapsed in March of 2000. That was the peak. Okay. Mark Cuban starts talking about a tech bubble. 2015. Okay. Take a look. 10 years later, the NASDAQ is up threefold. Mark Cuban doesn't have a fucking clue what he's talking about. Okay? He's a fucking bozo. There you go. Again. So, folks, why am I talking about this shit? The same reason why I focus on all these guys in the media and all the fake investment gurus. They're all frauds, and nobody calls them out. Okay? The people that promote them, they like it. They want to promote stupid idiots and give you the impression that they're knowledgeable because it creates dumb money. That's the whole fucking swindle. You got it? How many people listen to Mark Cuban? Maybe a lot of people. They got scared out of the market because he's a billionaire investor, right? He's on Shark Tank. Wow. He knows business. These guys on Shark Tank are fucking idiots and losers. Here you go. Take a look. So here, you're gonna love this one. Look at this. So here's the Maverick blog. I remember I went on there a few times, a long time ago. I would fucking abuse him, and so he started deleting comments and shit. Because you see that blog is like for his little sycophants, little fucking cult. They don't. You can't tell the truth on there. It's all about Mark, you're great. I don't come out there and just like trash it, call him names. I just speak the truth, and he can't handle that. Take a look. 2006. The stock market is for suckers. Read this. He's basically saying just don't invest in the stock market ever. Just keep your money in the bank. Which, see that? Let me show you another one here. See that? Stock market is still for suckers. 2010. 2010. Just off of the bottom of the financial crisis. It's still for suckers. And why you should put your money in the bank. Folks, why is nobody in the media criticizing him for this disastrous advice? Put your money in the bank. You all know what interest rates were back then? Like fucking almost zero? Right? Think about that. Folks, what I'm showing you with Mark Cuban is the same situation with all these fucking guys. Every single one of them promoted in the media. Okay? Once again, best thing you can do is get familiar with me and my credibility. Because then you're just going to say, oh, yeah, he's right. I trust this guy. This guy's fucking sharp. Yeah, I believe him. Otherwise, the choices, you can go through and investigate everything I say. You're probably not going to have time. Look at that. Can you believe that? Take a look. Take a look. And understand that the people that go on his stupid blog, once again, they're NBA fans. NBA fans. So most of them are not exactly too clever, let's just say that. Okay? They're going to listen to this guy because they think he's God. And this tells you, by the way, about Mark Cuban's investments. He claims this and that. He doesn't have fucking shit in the stock market. Okay? He maybe has a little pittance. He doesn't have shit. He's just a fucking bullshit artist. Complete fucking con man and bullshit artist. That's what Mark Cuban is. Like all these guys. Take a look here. Diversification is for idiots. Anybody want to tell me who else has said that before? Anybody know? Anybody? Jim Rogers, another fucking clown. Here you go. Fucking loser. The guy's obviously very insecure. Clearly, he was a social misfit, couldn't make friends, couldn't get dates. I'd say in part because of his appearance. Let's show you here another one. Notice here, he's being interviewed by James Altucher, the guy with the funky hair who's portrayed as a genius guy because he's so fucking weird looking. You know, the cryptocurrency scam artist guy, all those ads. He used to work for TheStreet.com. Like Michael Lewis, by the way. Did I disclose that recently? Michael Lewis used to work for The Street. Jim Cramer's Boiler Room. That's right, folks. The circle is very well connected, okay? Birds of a feather always fucking flock together. James Altucher's a fucking scam artist. You all know that, right? Here we go. Folks, birds of a feather always fucking flock together. Ty Lopez, Mark Cuban. See that? And there we go. Mark Cuban accused of defrauding investors with $5 billion crypto Ponzi scheme. What a fucking idiot. Imagine they portray this guy. He's a great investor, great businessman. He made one of the dumbest business mistakes you can make. Okay? He destroyed his company. He destroyed his team's brand name. He put his fans in harm's way to sell out to some crypto fucking scam. That's why he's selling his fucking team, or he sold his team, by the way. And I've talked about this before over the years, for 20 fucking years now, or longer. Mark Cuban has been jealous of Donald Trump. He's shown it over and over again. He's always been envious of Donald Trump, and I think it's because, like, Donald Trump gets in the limelight, and he's kind of a promotions guy, and Mark Cuban wants to be that as well. You know, a snake oil salesman. And Mark Cuban, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this, I've said it before. Mark Cuban now for many years has been trying to, I guarantee you, I know, I'll bet my life on this. That's how much I know for sure. Mark Cuban has been paying consulting firms and companies that give surveys to go out and to find out how the public perceives him. Okay? I'll stake my life on it. It's so obvious. He wants the public to perceive him well because he wants to run for president. This has been going on for many years. But he realized everyone fucking hates him. You see? They hate him because he's a fucking piece of shit. He's a piece of shit person. I mean, Donald Trump is a scam artist, but, you know, I can see where he's a likable guy and a trustworthy, you know, I can see where people would trust him. Mark Cuban, I can't see that. Even though I don't trust Donald Trump. Mark Cuban, he has no redeemable qualities whatsoever, in my opinion. Zero. He just doesn't have it. And that's fucking bugged the shit out of him. You know, Trump started his scam apprentice show. Mark Cuban starts one. The benefactor fucking flops, fails. Because Mark Cuban wants to show that he's a rich guy. Right? My point is that over the years, you may have noticed Cuban, he'll slam Trump, he'll trash Trump, and then he'll come around and say, oh, yeah, well, I would consider being his running mate, right? He's so fucking stupid. It's like, dude, you secretly would love to be running mate with Trump, but you're so dumb to not realize that you need to kiss Trump's ass. Okay, you can't fucking bash him and, you know, try and challenge him with your war of money and think he's going to ally with you. You dumbass. Oh, I've got more money than Trump. What a fucking loser. That's his gauge of success. Money. What a fucking loser. If your gauge of success is money, you've missed the fucking plot. Okay? You're a low-level fucking idiot. Of course, this is the problem these days. Most people, their gauge of success is money, which tells you what has happened to the fucking human mind, humanity. If Trump wins, the market tanks. There, you see that? You all know what happened. Oops. You all know what happened when Trump won, right? The market soared. This guy's such a fucking loser. See that? You all seen the image I show where I recommended shorting JCPenney. and a show where George Soros and Bill Ackman and Kyle Bass were buying the hell out of it, right? Well, you also got Mark Cuban that was doing it. See that? You can look it up. You don't believe me. Why did Mark Cuban do it? Because he saw these other guys doing it, and he thought he was gonna ride the gravy train to success and be seen as an investment legend by copying the trades of these other fucking morons. I mean, folks, you got to understand something. You got to understand it. You know, and I have a long history. I'm not perfect, but I can tell you as of today, having since done this for many years, I don't know that I have been wrong on my bets on distressed securities. I don't know that I have done, but I expect to be wrong. I mean, if you're going to play that game of distressed securities analysis, you got to expect to be wrong at least 25% of the time. It's a very fucking tough game. But my point is that it's not like I was a one-hit wonder. It's not like I just got lucky with JCPenney. I've been doing a lot of these securities, okay? And, you know, sometimes I don't know the answer and I just push it aside. It's not about the hit rate. It's about how many you are committing to. In other words, either you think you know or you don't know. If once you don't know or you're not sure, you push it aside. You don't want to mess with it, right? My point is that when I'm looking at JCPenney, it's clear, it was obvious to me they were going to go bankrupt. They had no fucking chance, okay? And it's just bizarre to me to see these guys come in there. I mean, you have to understand they have access to vast amounts of human capital, and they missed it. It's very bizarre. Kind of tells you why, you know, everyone celebrates these guys. Folks, they ain't no heroes on Wall Street, okay? Media wants to tell you that there are, but there's really fucking not. There's not. When you take a close look at everybody and everything, there's not. The only guys that I think have the rare people, there's a few rare people who have convinced everyone that they're geniuses, that they did a great thing. They're so much better than everybody else. You know what they did? They quit the game while they were ahead. Okay? They quit the game while they were ahead, like Peter Lynch did. You see? Very few people have done that. And to do that's what, you know, that's really because you can't prove that the guy is any more of a failure than these guys. But I believe, honestly, you know, I don't see anybody out there really. And I'm talking fund managers, right? I don't see anybody. If you take a close look at everything that they've done, right? I don't see anybody really. I just think that's why I say really. I mean, you know, if you get on the bandwagon of somebody who's doing well in a fund, well, pay close attention because it's not going to last forever. They're on a hot streak, right? But what happens when things change? You see, and things will change. And the learning point there is Bill Miller. I've profiled Bill Miller, right? I've done articles and videos on him several years ago on my site. Maybe I'll talk about him in the future. But Bill Miller, I'll go ahead and tell you just a quick rundown. Bill Miller was this esteemed fund manager at Legg Mason. Okay. You know, he beat the S&P 12 straight years, supposedly. And I say supposedly because, you know, that's what they're telling us. Let's take a close look, right? You know, you all know I'm a scientist by training. I'm a chemist. I'm a physicist. I want to see the fucking data, right? Because I know how Wall Street plays fucking games. Okay, they play fucking games. But anyway, let's assume it's correct. He was worshipped. Oh, he's so great. Okay, well, guess what happened? 2006 comes around, 2007, 2008, and he does what he was doing all these years to create his success. The same thing. You know what he's doing? He's a mutual fund manager. You know what these guys do? They buy when they're down. Quality company sinks, they load up, thinking, hey, it's going to come back. Okay? And this proves these guys are fucking clueless. You got to understand, Bill Miller was one of the top guys around. Look into it. What's he do? He loads up on fucking Fannie Mae and Citibank and all this fucking shit, this trash. Okay? He blows the fuck up. He gets involved in crypto things that blow up. He buys, he calls Tupperware his best value investment. Tupperware, they're bankrupt now. Tupperware, basically the fucking multi-level marketing company. I kid you not, I've got all this documented. Okay? So, someone say, well, what about Warren Buffett? Well, Warren Buffett, let's go back 70 years, see what was going on back then. Let's take a close look, right? I could go through all that. I'm not going to go through it. But let's just start out, this century. He hasn't really done too well, right? He hasn't really beaten the S&P. If you look at in terms of the total return of the S&P with dividends reinvested, he hasn't done it. Maybe a couple of years. Even still, he's had to load up on fucking tech stocks, right? Apple, 40% of his fucking holdings at one point. Apple is a tech stock. What are you doing, Warren? You're a value investor. Value investor doesn't mean buying any stock lower than its intrinsic value. Value investing, tell this to all these fucking jugheads on YouTube who don't know what value investing is. Value investing means you're buying value-oriented companies. Companies that are conservative, right? They don't grow as fast, but their earnings growth is very consistent and conservative. It's like having money in the bank. That's a value investment. You see, all these fucking idiots on YouTube that don't know what value is, they're fucking stupid idiots. Value investing is not buying something, a tech stock lower than you think it's worth. How do you value a tech stock? How do you know what it's worth? You know how to value intellectual property, patents, trademarks, copyrights. How do you value that, you stupid fucking idiot? These people are so fucking stupid, it's amazing. Okay, you can bring anybody on, we'll have a debate. Anybody, you go call up the fucking Demodorian from NYU. We'll debate him right now. You tell him I said so. Let's go. He's part of the fucking problem. Bitching all this fucking discounted cash flow bullshit. It's, that shit is fucking useless. That shit's only good for like private equity, private market stuff, okay? Or very conservative companies with vast majority of tangible assets. What do you do when you got intangible assets? You all know that most of the companies in the S&P have a massive amount of intangible assets. Right. Problem is they say, well, there's no one out there. I know that's a great, truly a great fund manager. And then we have to consider the insider trading, right? Insider trading, stock manipulation. You know how Bill Ackman manipulates stocks, goes on TV, or what's the weasel's name? What's the fucking weasel's name? Greenlight Capital. Looks like a fucking weasel. Einhorn, David Einhorn. They try and manipulate stocks. You understand? So, my point is like, okay, well, none of these guys are really that good. I'm going to try on my own. No. Honestly, just buy the fucking S&P. Okay. Problem is people want to get rich. They want to get rich quick. And that doesn't work. You see? Remember I've always said the big game, big swindle out there is to make you think you're going to get rich buying gold, buying cryptocurrency, right? Investing in a hedge fund. No, that's the fucking swindle. If you want to get rich in that shit, you become a gold dealer. You're making transactions on both sides of the fucking trade. You got it? Buying and selling, it's going through you. You open a cryptocurrency exchange. You got it? You don't invest in a hedge fund. You start a hedge fund. You all see what I'm saying? That's how you're making the money. Of course, it's scammy and in many cases illegal and dishonest. That's the whole scam. You know, people are pitching all this shit because, you know, they can't make money if they don't. They're parasites, right? I mean, take a look and see who the gold pumpers are, who runs all the gold companies, who's running all the cryptocurrencies and all the hedge funds. Take a close look at who they are and note that they're parasites. They can't make money without you. They're making money off you. They're not making their own money. You see? They're not making their own fucking money. That's what a parasite does. I mean, if they know what they're doing, why do they need you? Why do they need your money to invest? Like, why are you going to pay someone to invest your money? Right? Because, you know, you believe the bullshit. Let's go ahead now. Take a look. I've shown this before. I got this off Grant Cardone's side or something. I'm not sure. I think it was. Take a look. He had these people. See that? Look at these con artists. By the way, write this down. Anybody that does this, you know, this is like the big thing. All these guys when they speak, they always put their hands together because they're told that. They go to these speaking fucking forums that teach people how to come across with their hands like that. They put their hands, fucking charlatan. Whenever I see that, I think charlatan. Speak why, dude? Just be natural, man. Don't be pretentious, right? So, Tai Lopez. What about Tai Lopez? And of course, as you can imagine, Tai Lopez makes his rounds on Tom Bilyeu. Folks, have you all started to go through these channels and notice the same fucking people, right? Are you starting to kind of start to predict like who these people are going to have on their show? It's all PR. It's all promotion. And they're promoting the same fucking people, the same kind of crackpot ideas, the same scams. It's all about, oh, I'm going to empower you. You can do this and make money and this. You understand? All the self-help fucking bullshit. Self-help bullshit hustle. And hustle means scam, by the way. You all know that, right? You got people promoting hustle. It means scam. You do know that, right? This whole hustle, anti-work culture, right? Self-help bullshit, buying courses. You know, people got to get out of this fucking mindset of buying courses. Don't buy no courses, you stupid fucking idiots. You goddamn idiots. That's the problem. People, it's kind of like a practice that people kind of do without thinking. You know, it's a scam. The courses are a scam put out by scam artists. Okay? Fucking courses. So here's Tai Lopez's new bullshit. Look at this. So, I mean, this is what it's all about, folks. Everybody on YouTube, all these fucking swindlers pitching all this crap. And they're wasting people's lives. They are causing future generations to throw their lives away. And these people that get sucked in, they become scammers. Pushing all this horse shit. I'm going to show you how to do this and get a fucking real job. Okay? And this is why the scammers, they promote a job is for losers, like Robert Kiyosaki wants to tell you. A job is for losers. Right? You all understand what's going on. This whole fucking culture of anti-work, anti-education, it's a complete disaster. Society's in deep trouble. And the parents are not doing anything. They're sitting around watching. Why don't schools teach these 12 foundations? Yeah, schools have it wrong, and you got it right. You fucking uneducated loser. I want something really bad to happen to all these guys. Oh, look, here's his courses. Credit Mentor, Real Estate Flipping, Social Media Secrets, Fundamentals of Investing. Folks, this is why courses are a scam. If you feel the need to buy a course, go to the mirror, take a look at yourself, and call yourself a loser. Look into the mirror and call yourself a fucking pathetic loser, and you're going to change yourself. Tell yourself you're going to not live this way. You're going to fucking improve yourself. You're going to stop falling for scammers. You're going to stop looking for the fucking easy way out. That's the only way. Okay? If you take the easy way out, you're going to get fucking swindled and you're going to go nowhere. Do you think successful people are buying courses? Really? Do you really think successful people are buying courses? Nobody successful is buying courses, I can assure you. Successful people get up off their fucking ass and they work. And they take risks and they try and do something. Or they don't have to take risks. They can do an honest day's work. Okay. The good life. So notice here, he's on London Real. Brian Rose, the fucking fraud. His channel. And he was on here several times. Notice the date, 2014. This channel's gone now. Oh, look. Brian Rose is put him on here as world's greatest minds. Of course, you know, it's kind of a gimmicky clickbait, I guess, you know, for people to laugh. Of course, he's going to tell you, I'm sure it's going to be like, I studied the world's greatest minds and I found out the secret to success and I wrote it in a book. And you read my book and you'll know what the world's greatest minds, how they became successful. What a fucking scam. What a fucking loser. So, before we go on, I'm going to show you Ty Lopez's latest infomercial and his latest scam. Before we do that, I want to take a little sidestep here. And I want to show you guys something. I just came across it in my files. I mean, I knew I had it, but I forgot about it. And I posted it on my site many years ago. But I thought it'd be good to show everybody. You all know Matt Taibbi, right? Matt Taibbi. Total piece of fucking shit. Matt Taibbi, you all know this guy? So let me just tell you who he is. Matt Taibbi was a reporter at Rolling Stone, and he rose to reporter fame after the financial crisis when he wrote some stupid article where he called Goldman Sachs a vampire squid or something. And so, and by the way, people contacted him and told him about me. They should talk to me. No response. You understand. It's about, you all understand, controlled opposition. It's, in his case, making it look like, Goldman Sachs is an evil monster. Okay, great. So, you know, that's kind of a control mechanism there to make it look like you're exposing Goldman Sachs, but in reality, not really doing so. So Matt Taibbi's obviously a fraud, and of course, you know he worked for the media. What do you think he's doing? So anyway, at some point, you know, and he rose to fame and was writing books and all this shit. People, you know, he won over the masses, the stupid fucking masses. Meanwhile, I'm banned. People don't know about me. You understand? This is what's going on. I've sat by for 20 years and a spectator of an event that I should have been the star. I've seen it all. You all don't understand. I've seen all the trickery and all the bullshit. Okay? So Matt Taibbi's a fraud. And let me just explain. Part of his little shtick, I should use that word for him, shtick, because, you know, he understands that word quite well. Part of his shtick was, there was also after the financial crisis, this whole conspiracy about naked short selling. Oh, the Lehman went under because of naked short selling. Naked short selling was responsible for the whole financial crisis. Okay, and this kind of came around. This arose because for years, Patrick Byrne, the former CEO of Overstock.com, you may know the guy's name. He's resigned like several years ago because he was involved in some scandal with like some Russian spy or something. Anyway, he had been complaining for years that Wall Street was trashing his stock and was selling shares short, naked shorts. So naked short, I'm just going to explain to you guys the whole premise of naked short selling. In terms of kind of the Alex Jones explanation, it's whereby you can short a stock. You don't need to deliver the shares. You can just, or you don't need to deliver the shares to the person to short it. You could just short it without having the shares. Okay? And so basically, from that whole definition, theoretically, you can short any stock to zero. Okay? Theoretically. That's complete bullshit. Okay? Naked short selling really only has, I think, validity in terms of, if there's a delay in failure to deliver the shares, that you have a certain amount of time to deliver them, and maybe there's a delay there. But the whole naked short selling conspiracy was basically saying, oh, we're just selling it short. We don't have the shares to do it, and we're going to do it anyway, right? So Matt Taibbi pushed that narrative, and Patrick Byrne was all over that as well. And so what Matt Taibbi did, this is, 2011 or 12, he promoted this whole conspiracy, which he was saying that was responsible for the financial crisis. Why do you think he wouldn't want to talk to me? I mean, you all know what was responsible for the financial crisis. Read those chapters, right? According to Matt Taibbi, Wall Street traders naked shorted the whole market. Complete fucking nonsense. Okay, so what I'm getting at is this. He went to the extent, this fraud, Matt Taibbi, please contact him. Tell him he's a fucking loser. Okay, I'm a world expert. He's a fucking loser and a fraud. A profiteering, parasitic, lying fraudster. That's what he is. Okay. Matt Taibbi went to the extent to back up his naked short selling theory to publish. He published a video, actually, showing a demonstration of some guy, with the help of some guy, I think it was in Dallas, showing people how you can naked short a stock. Okay, and I'm going to show you the video now. Okay? That's what I'm going to show you right now. You see that, folks? You guys see that? Can you believe this? This is like the biggest bunch of horse shit I've ever seen in my life. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys understand this. Do you really think this fucking caveman little system is like used for anything in the stock market? This is like manufactured fucking bullshit. Completely manufactured horse shit. According to Matt Taibbi, if you can naked short a stock, you can short any stock you want to zero. You can short any stock you want to zero. Microsoft, you can make it go to zero. Okay? Because it's unlimited shares and you're just shorting the hell out of it. You can short, billions of shares. Right? Complete fucking nonsense. Matt Taibbi is a fucking fraud. Loser. Fucking loser. In fact, let's take a look and see if he's on WooTube. WooTube. Let's take a look and see here real quick. Piece of shit. So anybody that aligns themselves with Matt Taibbi is a fucking scammer. See, look there. Tucker Carlson, Matt Taibbi. You see that? Look, 7 days ago. You understand? If you didn't think Tucker Carlson was a fucking fake and fraud before, I mean, come on. This is the guy, Tucker Carlson, who came out on Twitter last year or so and came out and appealed to the masses to get Alex Jones replatformed, claiming that Alex Jones has been right about so many things. Tucker Carlson's a goddamn fraud, okay? Dirty piece of shit, scam artist fraud. I mean, what do you expect? He's from the media. So many people believe this guy. They think this guy's legit. And he has Matt Taibbi. I kid you not. I didn't know this. I just searched this. Matt Taibbi's a fucking fraud. Why don't you send Tucker Carlson this fucking naked short selling bullshit? Tucker Carlson doesn't care about the truth. He's a fraud. These people are all fucking frauds, man. Fucking piece of trash. Let's see what Sam Setter has to say about this guy. What happened to this guy?
Now Taxes is getting the TurboTax app and filing your taxes yourself 100% free if you didn't file with us last year.
Vinny V. Pip. Michael had Matt Taibbi on a few times. Was that only for a couple of issues, or did Taibbi do a right-wing grift like Tulsi? I was friends with Matt Taibbi. Very good friends. In fact, he and Alex Perrine did their podcast out of our studio.
I produced it.
Grandpa.
Matt produced it. Matt never paid me, not you, Matt, but Matt Taibbi never paid me for the studio use. I kept saying, "Don't worry about it."
Pretty well for that.
And I was like, "Don't worry about it. You'll."
Of course you were.
You got me. I
guys
trust
are
you.
you're related.
Anyways, no, but I was friends with Matt for almost 20 years, and I think what happened, and I've said this before publicly. I think he was wrongly accused of Me Too stuff because of his book. I don't want to go deep into it, but there was no accuser. There was no woman who ever accused him of doing anything to them. It was all based upon what his co-author wrote in what was sort of a semi-parody of their time in Russia.
Hunter S. Thompson style.
Yes.
Gonzo.
And, there were some in my generation who got sort of like that Hunter S. Thompson disease, and that was sort of like the writing.
Okay, I don't care about this nonsense. Yeah. Yeah, so by the way, you heard his time in Russia. Speaking of his time in Russia, you guys might want to look into it. Matt Taibbi, according to Matt Taibbi's own confession, he worked with basically a guy that was he worked for the newspaper of a guy in Russia for 10 years. The guy was a general in the KGB. So Matt Taibbi has potential connections with the KGB, by the way, FYI. Which a lot of these guys do, by the way. You know that, right? If it's not the KGB, it's the fucking Mossad. Because, either way, they're kind of related, in case you didn't know that. They're kind of working for the same side. You know that, right? KGB and Mossad. You know that, right? I mean, Vladimir Putin is, Vladimir Putin he's from the tribe. You know that, right? I mean, all you got to do is take a look at him. Take a close look at him. You can tell. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let me go ahead and show you the little YouTube. I've got a big file called YouTube Scam Ads. And I may just start to feature that. I'm certainly going to save them. But take a look at this YouTube scam ad. Tai Lopez, his new scam.
That's fundamentals. So I recorded one video, and then there's a video. You watch them 1 day, 2 days, and you watch. Just give me 60.
So he's got his rented house, another rented house here, and he wants to show you he's a genius guy. I mean, folks, if you're going to take instructions from anybody, don't take instructions from some fucking loser who peddles bullshit.
7 days, I'll change your life. And so now, 10 years later, people's like, Tai, I've watched your 67 steps. I've had people literally, out of the 100,000 people who bought the paid advance program, thousands have been like, Tai, I've gone through it 10 times.
And by the way, when you hear people promoting mentors, they're scammers. They're telling you, get a mentor. Yeah, these are the same guys who promote that snake oil industry. Paid mentor. Will you be my mentor? I remember I was approached about, almost 20 years ago. I was approached in 2007 when I gave a presentation on the real estate bubble and my predictions for the collapse. That's a whole other story. But I gave this presentation. I've told it before. But anyway, the point is that after I was done, this was at a real estate association, okay? And there's a whole lot behind that. It's a whole other story in and of itself, okay? It's a very interesting story, actually. But anyway, so imagine these were these people involved in real estate that I'm speaking to. And I had no idea about any of this stuff. So after I was done, I had all these people come up to me. And they're all like, can I work with you? Will you be my mentor? You have a mentorship program. And I'm thinking like, what? What are you talking about? I'm thinking like, what? And I'm thinking like, fuck, I just spoke to like, these people are like in the whole scam industry. Like, folks, a mentor is not somebody you pay for. Okay? That's not a mentor. That's a scam artist. A mentor is someone you look up to. It's not somebody you fucking pay for. That's a scam. Got to understand that. It's kind of like the selling courses. That is a scam. And all these hucksters like Tai Lopez, they're going to tell you, always get a mentor, because they're feeding that industry for which they are involved in. You understand that, right? So ask Patrick Bet David. He's going to tell you, yes, mentors are very important. You understand, right? What a fucking scammer.
So the request I've gotten for probably the last 5 years is, will you record a new 67 steps?
Okay.
To want out of life is not just wealth. It's not just health.
Take a look
It's
here.
not just love.
Notice.
It's not just happiness. It's all four.
I'll
I call it the
point
four
some
pillars
stuff
of the good life. And it's like, I've met people who are billionaires, but they don't have
so
their
notice,
health.
he wants
So
to
their
show
life's
you his
horrible.
fireplace.
I've met
It's
people
like,
who
dude, this
have
is kind of a cheap ass.
great health. You see them in the gym.
kind
They
of
got muscles, but they have no money.
low quality.
So they're also not happy. I've met people who have love. They have friends. They have romance. They have, they seemingly have it all, but they're not that healthy and they don't have financial independence. And I've met people that say they're happy, but they don't have health, love, or wealth, and I don't believe them. So at the end of the day, your journey on earth is how to juggle four things at once. And society idolizes sometimes the billionaire.
So Ty Lopez is going to teach you the good life. He's going to he read some little high school book on or some paper on sociology. Okay? And he's going to impart his wisdom from some little basic sociology thing that he read. He's not going to tell you that. You see, and this is the value he has, right? So he's going to go through and tell you the 5 stages of happiness. Okay? And it's just fucking this guy. I mean, these people prey on mentally, emotionally distraught individuals. It should be illegal for these motherfuckers to be scamming. It should be illegal. If I'm running the show, I'll shut down all the scammers. Okay? The Ty Lopez's wouldn't exist. None of this shit, all these fuckers, it would be illegal. And if they tried to do anything, I would put them in jail. Okay? I'm telling you right now. Fucking scammers. Okay, folks. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna close with this. This is a reminder to everybody. Get the fuck off WooTube. ScamTube. WooTube. Get the fuck off WooTube. Get the fuck off social media. Stay off the internet. Just move this shit out of your life. Go out and enjoy the limited time that you have on this earth. Interacting with people. Enjoying nature. Okay? Stop wasting your time on ScamTube, on social media, on the internet disinformation fucking bandwagon. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit different scenery here today. Thought I would give you something a little more uplifting and attractive other than showing the faces of some of these disgusting YouTube scam artists. So, this is actual footage of me on site in Southeast Asia, and I'm showing this footage because I want to encourage, inspire all of you out there to get off YouTube. You're sucked in. Your lives are going nowhere. You're wasting your time getting sucked in to fake news, to con artists, fraudsters, cult leaders, and complete trash. So I suggest for those of you who you want to make money, just buy an index fund. Forget about financial media. Forget about YouTube and enjoy your life like me. Okay? That's what I suggest. And I can tell you that most people who are sucked into YouTube, to social media, number one, are not happy in their lives. And number two, they become less happy through being sucked into social media. Social media, YouTube as well. YouTube is not really social media, but it's certainly connected to social media. Take it from an experienced adult, myself, all you kids out there. Okay? Do something with your life. Don't be a victim. Fall prey for these YouTube con artists. Without you, they won't exist. They need prey to feed them. Okay? So, whatever it is you choose to do, Whether it's spend more time with your friends, your family, go outside, enjoy nature. You know, perhaps the weather is not particularly suitable for enjoying nature right now, but there's other things that you can do. There's always something you can do, but there's always also reasons to make up excuses not to do something, right, if you don't want to do it. So, you know, if it's too cold, go bowling. Go to the library. You never know who you're going to run into. But I'm telling you, folks, the toxic nature of social media, of YouTube, it's just shocking. And it's making people dumb and dumber by the day, and they think that they're learning. I'm learning so much. Folks, let me tell you something. Real experts, authorities, people who really know things at a high level aren't on YouTube. Okay? You have professional con artists on YouTube. Professional scam artists, e-beggars. Okay? That's who's on YouTube. And YouTube has facilitated that entire operation of scams, scam artists, fake news, and trash. So I want to encourage you all to get a life. Recapture your life, just like, you know, several years ago, people would say, stay off the TV. Now it's time to get off the internet. And as a matter of fact, some of you out there who live by your phone, I'm telling you right now, turn off your phone when you're not using it. Otherwise, you're going to be hooked for life. People like me who don't use our phones other than to call people, we laugh when we're seeing you constantly looking at your phone. You're sucked into the trap. You understand? You're a victim. And the big guys who are pulling these stunts are laughing at you. That's why Zuckerberg doesn't even use Facebook. He doesn't tell people about his business because he knows the deal. So, with that, that's all I've got for today. Just want to encourage you all to get a life, enjoy your life, stay off YouTube, stay away from all that garbage. Enjoy people, enjoy nature.